I started out as a cabinet maker and had a business called MH Cabinets, and it was quite successful. Got up to upper middle class income, and new truck, new house, bought a shop, and then one day I thought, I just want to do the things I really want to do in my life, and I quit that cold turkey. And got audited by every agency there was because they weren't getting any more money. Went from upper middle class to poverty level overnight almost. But the lifestyle that I had and the rewards for that were that I can wake up every morning loving what I did and enjoy that life. And to me that's the most important thing. And lucky I had a wife who thought, okay, let's do this. And so here I am. Now I get to travel all over the place, and who would have ever thought? I had no idea in my life. I had no ideas to travel around. So what I'm going to share with you is how I do wood turning. And if there's any one thing that I found out when I started is every wood turner that you're going to get in front of you here will have different ways of doing things. And there's all that matters in the end, no matter what technique you use, how's it look when you're done? That's the bottom line. Nothing else in between matters. You have your ways, let's see what you did with your ways. And that's it, and if I can help you improve any of that along the way today, I'll share that with you. And there are no secrets in all this for me, and that's what I love about this whole group of wood turners and woodworkers. That was one of the decisions to go this way in my life, was that it was such a giving, sharing group. And so I'll just continue that, and hopefully you will too. Safety, I'll show you. See that it slips a little if I take in too much wood. I'll get used to this blade yet. Is a cup drive. And there should be one in that box. You can just hand it around to everyone. And that's what I use to drive most everything between things. Little items that I make, and one thing that I find with wood turning is that it's hard to find all that time to spend making things. So if you can make a whole bunch of little stuff, it really teaches you a lot. I'm going to do some spindle work here, and this one's not my favorite piece of sycamore, but it looks nice. And real nice straight grain you need for any of this that you're doing between centers. If it runs all over the place and it's curly, it's hard as heck to turn. So you need real nice straight grain. But when I started out, I didn't really want to do spindle work. I wanted to be a wood turning artist and make a lot of money, selling it for a lot of money. Well, it didn't work that way. That takes time. So after getting married and having 4 kids, I realized that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to make some money at it. So I did a lot of production. And what production did for me is teach me a lot about how to be proficient with the tools. I know Dean requested one of these. So. One thing about all this wood turning is to have fun doing it. That's the bottom line for me, just having fun with the things I make. Now I'll talk a little Just the tool that I'm using here is a detail gouge. You can see it. Just take one of them out of the container there and pass it around. It has a long double bevel on it. This one, sometimes I wait all day doing production, and I'll just use 2 hones. One an inside hone for smoothing out here, and then the outside. And with these 2 hones like this, there's a lot of different expensive versions out there that you can spend a lot of money on, but I found these 2 can bring back an edge as good as any. You can pass over it. And so this tool I use the majority. I found it when I was traveling in Australia in 1992, and I've been using it ever since. That's usually how I've learned this from others. You know, I started out with some very basic ideas and stuff, and then as I've traveled, I've learned a lot from not only other wood turners, but other people out in the audience that have showed me things. So always keep an open door to learning. After you've had the demo in front of everyone on a shop smith, anything after that is good.
Shop smith? What'd you do that? Are you plunging in, or are you...
Yeah, just straight in, straight in. And the nice thing about it doesn't... Let me pass that around. I use this one. I like cooking. I thought if I wasn't vibration at this end, I don't know why. You just want to do a slow taper. So for some of you who've never done much wood turning, these little projects kind of get you warmed up and get you familiar with tools without investing a lot of time. And here with this tool right now, I was just scraping with it. And by scraping, then I have to control the edge. Whereas when you have, say here where the bevel's rubbing, the bevel helps you control where that edge is and have. You don't have to worry about guiding it. The guidance is by how much you lift up on the handle for depth of cut.